Milford with the Unlimited Business Wisdom Podcast, where business owners share their wisdom. It's short and to the point because we respect people's time and because we know transforming possibility happens fast and it leads to lasting results. So let's get to it. Question number one. In a few sentences, Pam, tell me who you are and what you do.
I am Pamela Savino, and I founded Live Authentically. And what I do is I help people step into their authentic realities. So what does that fancy schmancy word authentic mean? It means that we live life from the essence of who we are. So we align what we do and what we say and what we believe, and we live a life that feels true to who we are.
Love it. Alignment is such a great topic that not a whole lot of people talk about. I love that you talk about alignment and authenticity. Thanks for sharing that, Pam.
You're welcome.
Question number two. What's the best thing about being in business?
I love this question. My favorite thing about being in business is the fact that I have a platform from which I get to serve people every single day. So I have a platform to transform lives in a very powerful way. And that motivates me. I mean, that's something that just continues to fuel me every single day, knowing that I can get up and serve. And I have many platforms to do that from.
Awesome. Love it. I love the service thing. Anytime anybody says like freedom or service, I mean, those are a lot of the drivers I hear, but I love it. It's all about service, isn't it?
It really is.
Thank you. Question number three. We hear from other business owners. They're getting so much business. And I have to say this, even now, it's been a crazy kind of year. So for those listening, we're still going through some COVID times, but they're getting so much business, especially in the digital space today, that sometimes the chaos causes overwhelm. Tell me your thoughts on that, Pam.
Absolutely. I love this question because I think this is something that we've all struggled with from time to time, feeling that chaos in our personal life and our professional life. And I think it's so important because everything can become complicated and fast, particularly in the landscape that we're living right now. And I think it's important to choose a few guiding principles and really bring into clarity why we're here. You know, the broader picture, why are we here? We're here to love and to grow and to serve. And if we can anchor on that and view everything that we do through those lenses, then life becomes a lot simpler. Not easy, but much simpler.
Wow. I want to just pause and absorb that. So guiding principles, anchoring, you're already throwing the value in. I absolutely love it. It's so true. But what you ended that with is the simplicity of all that.
Right.
Sometimes it gets so complicated, but ultimately it's really so simple. Thank you, Pam.
You're welcome.
Question number four. What other successful business owners, like yourself, of course, should be on the Unlimited Wisdom podcast?
I would like to recommend Elon Ferdman. Elon Ferdman is a friend of mine. I've had him on my podcast before. He's a super successful entrepreneur, business owner, speaker, life coach, and just all around salt of the earth guy. And I would highly recommend him.
Love him. I love that you recommended. I'd like to reconnect with him. So thank you for that. Love him and his brother too. They are super sharp. I'm so glad you're connected. Awesome. Let's get to some wisdom. So question number five. What piece of wisdom, Pam, would you share with other business owners?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a couple of things in mind here. I have one thing I'd like to start with is intuition. I think cultivating one's intuition is absolutely the most powerful thing that someone can do to help them personally and professionally. I think we're so conditioned to use logic and reason and data and facts and all of that. And yes, while that's all important, those are all head-based decisions. I think if we drop down into our heart center, our soul, and really tap into our intuition always has our answers.
I absolutely love that.
That's the main thing. I had a couple other things too, if we have time for it, but I want to respect your time.
Please. No,
Okay.
Let's dig. Keep going.
Let's do it. All right, I'm ready. So I chose my three most powerful things. So number two is level up. I think that leveling up is something everyone should do every so often, personally and professionally. And what does that look like? It looks like you start by taking inventory of your life. What am I doing? How am I spending my time? What feels right? What doesn't? What serves me? What doesn't? And learn to let go of that which doesn't serve you, that which doesn't move you forward. clear the space, because we can't let in the amazingness, right? We can't let in the magical, the mind-blowing, unless we clear the space and get rid of the mediocre, the stuff that doesn't serve us. So clear all that stuff out, make way for the new, and the universe will partner with you to design your reality. So I think that's super important that everyone needs to do, but consciously. We need to carve it into our schedule, carve it into our repertoire and our rhythm, and consciously make an effort to level up every so often. And number 3, standards, sky high standards, accept nothing less from the best. Set your standards first and expect them to be met. No questions asked. And I think we can do that in every aspect of our life, personally and professionally.
I love that. So intuition, and then what I heard on the second one is, so I might have taken this a step further, but conscious engineering. I love that. I love that you
Yeah.
talked about the whole consciousness of it all. That's amazing. And then standards. So raising the bar, right? So just raise
Yeah.
those standards up and raise the bar up.
Yeah, I said expect those standards to be met, and they will be, those high standards.
What advice would you give someone who is looking to raise their standards but doesn't know where to turn with that? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I do. I have to say, in every aspect of your life, look at patterns. Look at how you feel in certain situations. Look at what's coming to you. Right? I mean, there's no better indicator of how we're doing on a vibrational level. I know we're not going to get super woo-woo and go into the metaphysics here, but it's super important because our reality is created based on how we feel about ourselves within, the energy that we're putting out. So we first need to, the best barometer for that is to look at what's coming to you. Right? I mean, the law of attraction says that like attracts like. So life is an echo. So life returns back to us what we put out. So if we don't love what we're putting out there, then it's time to take a hard look at what we're embodying, the energy that we're putting out, and really and up our game.
I absolutely love that. I know that you and I could talk on this subject of vibration and energy and all that stuff. It's so passionate. It's such a great topic. We could talk forever about this. So thank you. I'm glad that you've folded this into some business conversations. It's one of the things I love about you, Pam.
Thank you. Thank you. It's super important. I think it's such an important aspect of life and of business.
Yeah, spirituality and metaphysics and all this stuff that some people just don't pause often and think about. I love that you fold this into your business. This is beautiful conversation.
Yeah.
Let's shift gears away from business for a moment because there's a reason why we work. It's to live, right? So I'm really dying to know what's the best vacation you've ever had?
The best vacation I've ever had, I really had to think about this because I've been on many amazing vacations. And I'm actually going to tell you about one where my kids weren't with me. So don't tell them about this. But it was a time, if you rewind back to when I graduated college, back in when was that, 1996? And my friend and I just on a whim decided to pack up and go to Europe for 3 weeks. And that was the most amazing vacation I've been on because of the spontaneous aspect. It really appealed to kind of the free spirit side of me. And we just kind of packed up and went. We didn't have an agenda and we just sort of flowed with it. We met amazing people. We met some guys from San Francisco and we're hanging out with them and other people from the States, other people from, across the pond. And it was just, we had such amazing conversations. And it wasn't about the sightseeing. It wasn't about any of that. It was really just about enmeshing ourselves in the culture and the people and having amazing conversations and creating amazing memories. So that was my number one vacation.
Love it. I absolutely love it. I've been on some structured vacations, but my favorite is what you just described. No structure, just being, right? Just being
right.
and enjoying where you are. And I love that. Where in Europe did you have a bunch of spots or?
We did. Yeah. We were in Belgium. So we went to Brussels and Bruges, and where else did we go? Venice, Florence, Rome, Siena, and ended in Paris.
Beautiful. Time to go back.
Yeah, I know. I'd love to.
I love it. Thank you so much. Thanks for being on, Pam.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
What is when somebody sees and says, wow, like I like this one, that's conscious engineering and the energy and the vibration and the spiritual aspect of that and all the stuff that you stand for in living authentically in your life and business. When they really want to reach out to you, what's the best way for someone to get in touch with you, Pam?
Best way is to go to my website, liveauthentically.today. And there is a contact me section on there. So you can go ahead and submit an entry and we'll get connected.
I love it.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for being on. This is
Well,
Brad A. Milford with the Unlimited Business Wisdom Podcast, where business owners making 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not all about the money. It's more about sharing their wisdom, creating impact globally. Thanks for joining us.